Hi everyone, Tom here from Front End Beginners. In this video, we'll look at how to add a favicon to your HTML website. The favicon is the logo icon that appears in the browser tab when viewing your website. By default, your website won't have a favicon and the browser will just show a default placeholder image. For a better user experience, it's good to have a favicon, as visitors to your website will be able to see exactly where they are, and it helps to unify your brand. To get started, you'll need to create a favicon. To do this, you'll need to use any graphics editing or photo editing software, such as Photoshop or Canva or similar. Basically, you need to create an icon and save it as a 32 pixel wide by 32 pixel high PNG image. Once you've done this, rename the image to favicon.ico, as you can see here. So I've saved this one as a PNG and then I've copied it and renamed it as favicon.ico. So what's the difference between these two file formats? You can simply use a PNG file for this. However, the .ico format is recognized by all major browsers and includes backwards compatibility with older versions of Internet Explorer. Another benefit to the ICO file is that it's automatically recognized by all modern browsers as long as you place this file in the root directory of your website. So if, for example, you were to place this file into your images folder in your website's root directory, it wouldn't be recognized by the browser. If you drop it into the root folder, it will be recognized. So now that we've got our files, I'm going to take the ICO and I'm going to drop it into the root. If I now refresh the page, you'll see that nothing's happened. This can sometimes be a case of needing to hard refresh, which you can do by holding Control or Command and clicking the refresh button. And you now see that my little favicon, which is just an F for favicon in this example, has now appeared in the browser tab. So it's really as simple as creating your 32 pixel by 32 pixel PNG, saving it, renaming it to favicon.ico and dropping it into the root directory of your website. Once you've done that, most modern browsers will automatically look for it and display it in the right location. However, if you want to be completely sure that your favicon is found, then you'll need to create a link element in the head of your HTML document. Personally, I would recommend always doing this. Don't just leave it up to chance. You want to make sure you specify exactly where your file is and make sure that the browsers find it. So to do this, just create a link element, and inside the link element, which is basically used to specify a relationship between the current document, so our HTML document, and an external resource, which in this case is our icon file. You need to use two attributes here in the link element. The first one is rel, or relationship, and in this case the relationship between our current document and the file is that we're looking for an icon, and we now need the href attribute, which is specifying where the file is, and in this case it's just favicon.ico. So this is now telling the browser exactly what you want and where to look for it, just in case it doesn't get picked up. Another use for this would be if you did want to use a PNG instead of an ICO for some reason, or you wanted to use different sized files or something like that, then doing this would make sure that it's found. Basically using the PNG, so if we had the PNG in here, we'd obviously just change this to PNG and it would now find it, because this wouldn't be picked up automatically. So obviously nothing's going to change here. We've still got our icon, but this is just kind of like a good security measure to ensure that it's definitely found. Another time that you would have to use a link is if you wanted to save your favicon in a different location. So rather than being in the root directory, you might want to put it into the images directory. In that case, then you would have to specify a link, as the browser is not going to look in any subdirectories to find your favicon. So here you would obviously need to specify the images folder and then your favicon. That's basically it for this video. It's really straightforward. Create your favicon, save it as a PNG, rename it as a .ico file, and drop it into the root directory of your website. Then create a link just to be doubly sure that the browser's going to find it, and you'll be away. Okay, I hope that you find this video useful, and thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer as soon as I can. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.